What's up, guys? So we have part 2 for tutting basics. This part is going to cover what I call paths. So what is a path? Well, you think like a path is a line that you follow. So it's basically same concept with lines and everything, but you're following a specific path. So a road, say like you're driving a car and you have a road and the road goes straight, right, and it turns all these corners, but you're following the path, right? So that's basically the idea with tutting, is you would look at what angles form different paths and lines, right? So how it differentiates from lines specifically. So a line would be like this, right? So with every line you have a path, if that makes sense. So the path is commonly used with like tracing, for example, like that line that you trace is the path. But how would I explain it? Okay, so you don't have to trace the lines of your body. You can actually create your own paths with negative space, okay? So this is where it gets more complicated. You imagine you have a line like this. You would to draw out your, hang on, 1 second. No. Just my cat, hang on. Where you going? Don't go on there. Okay, so you were to use negative space, you could draw out your paths like this, okay? So this would be like a negative space square. So your path could be a square shape, and then you might want to, you may want to actually start tracing the outside of this square, right, with your tutting. So you have to draw your own path first, okay? So I've drawn a square, and now you're tracing that path, okay? So if you had a straight line going like from left to right or from right to left, whatever, you would just be tracing that like so. So if you were to, like here, you would follow the path. And now say the path goes straight across and straight up, okay? So, like that. Now, that's pretty basic. That's your negative space paths. And what you can do with that is you can make more complicated paths. So you can make it have like one straight line. So now it comes across, down, across, down, and all the way over there. So you've made that path a little bit more complicated by adding more directions, okay? So, an example, you're coming across, down, across, down, across. And now, same thing, you can go across, down, and back. Boom. Okay? So, that's your path, right? You're basically creating a path and then following it. But that's the 2D version, okay? So you would imagine you have 2D paths and 3D paths. A 2D path is just basically like what I said. It's up, down, left, right. So basically, you got these like straight across and down. So boom, boom, boom. Okay, so that brings me to the second thing, 3D paths. So a 3D path is you're coming forwards, you're adding the forwards and backwards motions, okay, anyway. So this is where it gets a little bit more complicated. You can draw a path that's like going, you can start going forwards and then turn and then back and then turn and then down and blah 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 blah. So imagine you got like this, doesn't matter what you do, you can form the path however you want. So let's say you go forwards, across, like that, okay? So forwards and across. So you go boom, boom, and now the body comes forwards and across. So now your body is following that path that you made, right? So forwards, across, forwards, across. Now let's say the path goes down and across. So now you can go down and across. Comes up, you come up. The path now goes this way. And now you're following those paths with your body, right? So you can also go like forwards, turn the path, okay? So forwards, turn. And now you don't have to keep your hands there. As long as you've drawn the path first, you can go forwards, turn. So now you go forwards, and now you turn your head. Boom. Okay? So I'll show you again. Forwards, turn. Boom, boom. Okay? So forwards, turn, boom. 1, 2, 3. Like that. And now these can be applied with your tutting angles, right? So you see how your arm can come forwards and then turn and then go this way. So you can go 1, 2, like that. 1, 2, and now you can go 1, like that, okay? And now this is where you can use the lines of your body. 1 second. So the lines of your body allow you to also draw paths like this. And now you can use your anatomy. You got a line here. You can use these lines of your body to like trace, right? So I like to use this for example because you can see the lines quite clearly. Boom, 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 right? See, so all you're doing is you're just creating these lines as you're going, or paths. So that's where you get into things like this angle. You can even use your head to start tracing the paths, okay? Or if you're like in a position like this. Hang on, sorry, this cat keeps jumping on my computer. Sorry, look. Cheeky cat. Not on the adjustment, sorry. Okay. Come up here. Okay. So, I'll show you again something else you can do with paths, alright? So paths also come down to like obviously these angles, because you have multiple different paths you can follow, right? So you can use your legs to trace the paths too. So you can also use your elbow. So your elbow can trace the path. Like boom, boom, boom. So you know that your head can trace the paths like so. Or like so. Your elbow can also trace these paths like so. Or your elbow can make its own little path like this. And even like this too, like So you know that the elbow is making its own little path, right? And then body, like your leg lines and everything, right? So I like doing stuff like this because you know that you can actually like follow the paths of your legs and the lines and everything. So your legs have these own little lines that they have, and that's where you can incorporate a little bit of 3D paths, like you come forwards and everything up. So okay, and even like this too. Haven't done this in a while, so let me just think. You see, you have these paths as well, and you can use your legs to trace, obviously. Same like with this, your legs tracing these paths. Okay, so that's basically the idea with paths, is draw a path, follow it, use your 2D and 3D paths, use negative space, and use the lines of your body to actually form these paths. And then, yeah, like, the more creative the shapes are, you'll get these cool little paths to like follow. And yeah, that's like basically the idea of paths. So, show you again. 1, 2, 3. You go 1, 2, 3. So yeah, these are things you can like come down with. Okay. So that's basically your paths. Oh yeah, and diagonal lines and everything as well. So you also have diagonal lines you could follow, right? If that makes sense. Because you see people do this a lot. Basically your diagonal lines, they basically form cool paths as well. Okay? Cool, that's the lesson done. Practice your paths.